Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for America First. I am representing Veterans for America First on this call, not our partnered firm, the Vet Voice. Jim Van Cannon has filed for endorsement, and he's running for the Board of Commissioners in Moore County. Jim, can you please tell everybody a little bit about your background and the position you're running for?
Actually born and raised in this community here, retired military, 28 and a half years, Special Forces, was the senior enlisted advisor to the USASOC, SF Command, and Special Warfare Training Group, generals at one point. Right now I'm running for county commissioner, and that's basically the position here to control the budgets over everything from the sheriff's department, Board of Education, down through social services, a lot of that stuff. The main reason I'm running now is, first thing, our country's going in a terrible direction. I have 3 children in college right now and would love for them to come back here. They're products, as am I, from the Moore County education system, which is just falling through the cracks. Right now, you can graduate high school here with a 60 average. We have 3 really good high schools here, used to be, and the reading at grade level in high school is only 51%. And we're pushing kids out of college or out of high school right now with the 60 average. We're not holding anybody back. So my concern is that everybody can't afford to send their kids to private school. If you homeschool, you're taking half of the income out of the family. And then we're looking at our children and our future. Some of the other concerns I've got is our open border. Right now, we're having a great deal of issues here with human trafficking, as well as fentanyl overdoses. We're having cartels come into the area, gang members in the area. North Carolina alone, we're losing 12 and a half citizens a day to fentanyl overdoses, and we're having the same problem here in Moore County. We got a really good sheriff. I'd like to make sure that he has the tools, the men and women, and the equipment he needs to combat this. I don't think a lot of people in this country right now don't see it as a concern. We've got 4.9 million people come across the border in the last 18 months. Of those, I think the number's somewhere around 277 that have been apprehended off the National Terrorist Watch list. We've also, the gang members, I think we're in 600 plus that we've arrested this year. 11,000 pounds of fentanyl has been captured, which is coming from China and killing our young adults. Right now, we've got between 18 and 45-year-old males. We're losing 40,000 a year, which is twice what COVID killed. It's twice what cancer kills, twice what suicide and car accidents happen for males 18 to 45, which that should be a national emergency being focused on. I'm concerned that and like I said, I'd rather go to the dentist and have my teeth drilled than to get into politics. But unfortunately, I think we need some strong leaders in there. And I think we still have 12 Special Forces prior soldiers running for Congress and Senate that are still in the race here. From the numbers I'm seeing, we've got more veterans in the mix than since World War II. And there's a reason that's happening, because they see what's happening to our country. It's a disgrace for those that have gone and fought and died for us. We've got pornography in our schools here, kindergarten to 5th grade. We've got a woke school board. And if we don't get one more conservative Christian on there, I'm not sure where school system's going to go. We got children, we got litter boxes in our classrooms, and we got kids barking and meowing like a dog with leashes around their neck, and that's unacceptable. Where we got teachers trying to raise our children for us, and we need to raise our children. Teachers need to teach them, and unfortunately, we've lost a lot of great teachers here in Moore County. We don't have accredited teachers in each classroom right now, because I think a lot of it, usually you've got one or two things. It's pay or toxic leadership that runs our teachers off. unfortunately, I don't think this is the case. Teachers are in it for love of the job and teaching kids and everything, but our teachers that have left pretty much don't want to be grooming children. And we need to get the crap out of our libraries. We need to let the parents raise their kids. And then our kids are our future. If we don't start educating them, then they're going to be subservient to whoever's in charge at any given time. But and I'll quit rattling on if you got specific questions, but there are a lot of things. The 13 children that died over in Afghanistan, particularly, concerns me. I've got a second banner going up. I had an 8 by 10 foot in front of the local gun store since November, and we're replacing it. The wind tore it up, but it's got a picture of all those children that we lost over there. Their first trip over to Afghanistan, they were babies. We should have had anybody. You know, we're competitive in special ops, but I can tell you, I wouldn't care if it had been SEAL, MARSOC, Ranger, whatever, Green Berets, seasoned combat veteran. Those kids hadn't seen combat before, and they shouldn't have died. We shouldn't have given all that extremely valuable equipment that set our military back probably 20 years. I'm sure China's already and Russia picked it apart. But anyway, those are just a couple of things that concern me as a citizen. Like I said, I hope to have grandchildren in the not too distant future, but I would like, this is not the America I want them to grow up in right now.
Well, you pretty much covered everything. You didn't leave any questions for me, so that's okay. We appreciate your service and your platform. Maybe could you just tell me a little bit more about your military background? I know you said 28 years, but what rank did you retire in, and what was your service?
Actually, I grew up here in the Fort Bragg area. I'm in the Pinehurst, Southern Pines area, but I grew up here during the Vietnam War. Was a scout up through Life Scout when our scoutmaster died. That's one of the things I regret, never have made Eagle. But I didn't join the Army till 32 years old. I was over in Israel working, and I saw the things, and I'm hitting low battery right here. I was watching the supply lines go through Jordan and figured this was going to be a world war and that it was time to pay my dues. So I came back and joined the military as an E1 private, platoon guy, 13 weeks without being fired, led my guys, and actually said to get onto the charger. Anyway, came back, went through selection, special forces training, and everything. I retired a sergeant major, E9, and or like I said, spent most of my career here at Fort Bragg, which we've had 3rd and 7th Special Forces Group, and we have USASOC, SF Command, and Special Warfare Training Group. So I was very fortunate to be close to home. But and they actually kicked me out of the military. They're like, Sergeant Major, you're fixing to turn 60 years old. You got to quit jumping out of airplanes. We've got a mandatory removal date. So my last jump was the week before I turned 60. I loved it. I would have done it for free, surrounded by the greatest people in the world, and had a lot of great soldiers that made me look good, and which I'm very thankful for. But yeah, so I would not go back right now. Well, I would go back to defend the country, but under this leadership, it wouldn't be fun.
No, and clearly, your defense of the border, we appreciate, because that is one of our primary issues at Veterans for America First. Our national spokesman, Admiral Kubik, built a significant portion of the wall under President Trump's contract. We have Tom Homan on our board, who clearly his mission in life is to protect our borders, and it's just imploded. And we're sorry you're having a high crime wave in your county relative to that's happening all across the country. You could tell people these stories, and they don't want to believe it. You know, I've been there. I've seen it firsthand, and you've worked it. So we appreciate everything you've done. I know you're getting low on power, and I do have enough about your background and your platform to run this up the channel for endorsement review. And I will get back to you next week, sir. Thank you so much for your service, and thank you for jumping out of planes and now jumping into politics, because this is going to be a lot worse than fighting in combat. So we appreciate it.
I promise you, but we've seen this all over the world wherever we go. Prime example is when the Khmer Rouge took down everybody that was educated. They didn't get challenged by the peasants because they knew what the consequences were. And right now we've got to get the kids smart enough they'll challenge authority when it gets out of control.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Jim, and I'll be talking to you in a few days.
All right, Stan, thanks for taking time out with me this morning.
Okay, take care, my friend.
You have a great day.
You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye-bye now.